All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Viral People Show. Today I have Jonathan with us, Jonathan Tan from Qallix. So just a quick intro, he's the founder and CEO of Qallix, a cutting-edge AI-driven e-commerce management platform. He started his journey as an online seller and quickly faced challenges in managing multiple e-commerce platforms and scaling operations efficiently. With a lack of data-driven solutions, he co-founded Qallix to help sellers streamline inventory, orders, and marketplace performance using AI and automation. So today, Qallix processes over 800,000 transactions, manages more than 30,000 SKUs, and integrates with more than 2,500 online stores across platforms like Shopee, Lazada, TikTok Shop, and many more. So John here has a deep understanding of direct-to-consumer brands, marketplaces, and of course, digital commerce. John, for those that do not know you yet, can you give a quick intro of yourself?
Yeah. Hi, I'm John. We help direct-to-consumers brand to go to market. So using our software, they will be able to push through their products to Shopee, Lazada, TikTok, managed seamlessly through our platform. And we are opening up a couple of business vertical right now as well. We are bridging the brand management through Qallix as well. And on top of that, we are also doing a lot of storage and fulfillment in Singapore.
Awesome. So today we're going to chat about live streaming, e-commerce automation, marketplace optimization, and basically using data to drive better sales outcomes. John has managed many different brands across plenty of different marketplaces. Everybody that's tuning in today, I think you guys will get a lot of value. So John, quick fire round, right? Before we really dive deep, can you share a bit of background about yourself? What led you to start Qallix?
Yeah, so I started e-commerce maybe 5 years ago. And there was already a similar solution out there back then. And we feel that the solution wasn't up to our standard, where there's a lot of bugs and a lot of inconsistent updates from the platform itself to the software or software to the platform itself. Managing inventories is always a pain in the ass.
Managing inventory across multiple marketplaces.
Yes. So we created a solution whereby we sync up all the inventories across the marketplaces, even up to Amazon as well. There is no manual work that is required at all. So once you have put in the inbound into our software, then we will start deducting almost in real time.
So you created Qallix out of a pure need from your end, frustration with what the market is already offering. Wasn't enough.
Yeah, wasn't enough.
Okay,
it wasn't enough.
When you say 5 years ago when you started e-commerce side, what kind of brands were you running?
Oh, so we started off with the Boba ice cream.
Oh.
They're very famous. There was a period where it got really famous. So that was my first, I started managing that online through Q10 or Shopee and Lazada. We had to dispatch multiple drivers and how we're going to deal with ice cream. And then we had to send out maybe hundreds of ice cream every single day at that point of time, because Boba ice cream was a real hit. And during the start of COVID period, I think every single month we're selling easy 300,000 boxes.
300,000 boxes?
Yeah.
To retail?
To retail as well. I also co-manage the retail outlets like Sheng Siong and also Price, NTUC. There was a lot of management in terms of dispatching the inventory out and make sure that if they buy it on e-commerce, they had to receive it at a specific time before all melts.
So 300,000 boxes per month, you were saying?
Yeah.
For those that do not know how to lend themselves shelf space in NTUCs and Sheng Siong and whatnot, how does a brand typically end up there?
Oh, money. Money. You just got to pay a lot of money. With a unique selling point to your brand itself, because there's usually the listing fees, all this in place, whereby I'll give you a gauge. If you want to go into Watson for a brand like gummy bears, right? We have helped this consumer. They pay around 200,000, 250,000 just to enter to all Watson.
It's a one-off fee, or
a one-off fee. And then there is also on top of that, they will take a commission out of it.
And there's a sales commitment as well, right? If you don't do well enough, they boot you out.
Yeah, yes, very likely. Very likely.
200K just to land yourselves on their shelves?
Yes, correct.
But this is island-wide.
Oh, this is island-wide, correct.
200K shit.
Yeah, 200K.
And brands pay that?
Yep, brands pay that.
Okay.
Brands do pay that. Yeah. And usually it's brand owner who pay that. Yeah. So
they get it from their principal.
Yeah, they usually would get it a management fee from the principal, only for both those bigger brands.
Yeah.
We have connections with BHG. The people from BHG, they are very friendly compared to other that I've seen. Sheng Siong's are really harsh.
Harsh? Like what? They'll cut you out quick?
Yeah, they cut you out real quick. If they do not want your product, they will tell you straight off the bat. Because when I started managing the mask company, which is BizTech, we tried going in, but the price point and everything was too high for them. They were saying that it was too high because we were selling a box of masks at $14.90, and they were saying this pricing is too high.
In online marketplaces.
Yeah, so we only solely do online marketplaces as well as B2B sales.
Amazing. Okay, well, I want to dive into all those nitty-gritty details, right? Yeah. You mentioned a little bit about Qallix. What is the core problem that you would say Qallix solves for online brands today, online sellers?
Yep. So I think most sellers face this difficulty, right? I would say inventory is the major issue. If they are seeing like a lot of sales, but then it's running on low stock and those overselling and underselling, all these are like opportunity costs, right? When you oversell, you are degrading your trust to your consumer, right? The brand not fulfilling that order or the order get cancelled. Like it's a bad rap, for the brand itself. And for consumer wise, this brand cancel my order once or twice or even 3 times.
Or even a delay.
Yeah, or even a delay. Yeah, delay is always a problem because like when consumer buy your product, if they can get it like right now, that would be the best feeling ever.
They want it yesterday.
They want it yesterday. Yeah. So if you can deliver as fast as possible, that would be a very good score for your own trust, like your brand trust reviews and stuff like that. Because in Shopee, you can go onto a lot of reviews. Receive this very quick. Receive this order really quick. 1 day, 2 day, 1 day, 1 day. I ordered today, I get it tomorrow straight away. 2 p.m. I got my products ready. And these are like part of the reviews that people actually review for your product. And needless to say, your product itself has to be good, right? But like all this actually matters to consumers. And I think selling on e-commerce, trust is the number one thing. When people like go into your store and if there's no like any tractions or any followers, people are usually gonna bounce. So you're gonna try to fix that as soon as possible. And yeah, to just get that started. So we have a lot of analytics that Shopee doesn't share, or we combine all these platforms together. So that in data analytics part, we have covered like customers and where do they buy from, the geolocation, and what's the best performing time. This is something that a lot of like consumer, my brand, like the clients using Qallix, they do not see this as a need at the moment because we are always focusing on getting sales and then close that sales and that's it. But with all this data-driven analytics, right, you can do FOMO marketing during that best performing time. You're already getting a lot of traffic. You're already converting like maybe 100 customer at that particular hour. Why are you not converting for more?
During that specific time frame.
You already know. I'm telling you, data tells you 100 people is going to buy at $10 at that specific time. And if you do some like FOMO marketing on top of that, layering that FOMO marketing. So like, this offer is only for 1 hour. And then if you buy 2, you get like the third one for free to increase that AOV. Yeah. And generally speaking, if you're increasing $1 per customer, and if you have 10,000 customer, 10,000 orders, it's literally a free money of $10,000 revenue, just like that. Yeah. There's a lot of verticals I would say e-commerce sellers should look at.
Yeah, there's basically a lot of data that I guess a lot of online sellers do not tap into.
Yes.
So at a higher level, all these insights can really drive that the small tweaks that can really drive very big results at the end, right? Correct. At the bottom line.
Correct.
So if you jump into a bit more on e-commerce and marketplaces, your forte, right? Yeah. First off, what are some myths you want to debunk about marketplaces like Shopee, TikTok Shop, Lazada?
Yeah, I think one of the things is like, it's really a myth where they say you just need to find the right product and then you would definitely sell. Sure, surely enough, there is like, some of it is like true because I started managing this like mask company within 2 years. We hit 10 million just by selling masks.
Say that again?
Within 2 years, we hit 10 million selling on all platforms through e-commerce, and greatly you can see we stack on Shopee.
So it's a hit and run kind of product?
Yes, product is very important, but the skill to grow the product is so important. And that skills would require data to help you like make that judgment as you grow to like $1,000 sales. That strategic like opportunities that you want to like look at how to grow from like 1,000 to 5,000. What is the setback? Are you working within budget or are you working outside the budget? Are you able to like hit and run for a while, or you are burning for a while till you see that nice profit at the end? Finding a good product on the e-commerce platform usually would be something that can recur every single month. That would be a really great product. One of the criteria, if I do e-commerce, most of my products has to be like a recurring product. Mask, you need it every single month.
Disposable.
Yeah, I have managed like other brands like Shura, which is the reed diffuser brand as well. So once that reed diffuser like diminishes 30 days, like 25 days, and then you need to rebuy again. And then how do you tell the consumer to rebuy again? Because sometimes people just forget, or maybe my room smells like this forever, I don't need. But that comes in a place where email marketing, SMS, there's a list that you need to like check before you send the phone marketing, like WhatsApp marketing.
By right lah.
Yeah, by right. Yeah, so that as well.
Okay, and how have e-commerce marketplaces evolved since COVID? Because you mentioned some of these brands that you started came out of COVID, right? How would you say over the past couple of years, how has that evolved?
Oh, it's getting saturated, and you really want to focus on brand building instead of selling a product that you can easily find on Taobao and then resell it in like Singapore market.
So a bit more on retention.
Yeah, but a bit more on like branding and retention because that's the way to go. Because all the products that is like easily available on Taobao, Shopee now has a team that do that, and they call it Shopee Choice.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, and they call it Shopee Choice, and it's run by a Shopee team. And they have live streamer doing live streaming every single day just to sell their product. There will be a consistent, I think, 24 hours. Or
This is also what Amazon did, right? To start to dominate their listings,
Yeah.
prioritize other sellers, and prioritize the Amazon brand.
yes, sure, yeah, I will say that as well. But yeah, general rule of thumb is that if you're selling a product that has got no brand on it, your product grows like just looks like very similar to the ones that is available on the market. You do not have that unique selling point. You are gonna be doing a lot of war on pricing strategies.
Okay, talking about pricing, you have to debunk this myth for me, or maybe confirm this.
Yep.
Is it true that marketplaces like Shopee, Lazada, TikTok Shop, and whatnot, they only thrive on low ticket products?
Or they do thrive very well on low ticket products, but for high ticket products, like a certain ways to do it as well.
So it's harder, would you
It's
say?
harder. It's harder. It's
Because
lit-
everybody always says, oh, Apple is selling on Shopee. Then that proves, oh, my high ticket product can also sell on Shopee.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's true. And certain people, but the thing is, I want to emphasize is that you do not know what's your bias or behavior. If you are only solely doing, let's say Apple, they just do it on like apple.com and they are only selling there. But they are missing out those people who are like to buy from like Amazon, and it's that one click away, two clicks away situation, right? You have to cart and buy now, and it's that two steps, right? Some people like that. You're missing out that pool of customers that just like to shop on Shopee or like Lazada. They just don't want to and they are skeptical too, right? Whether brand.com is it a scammy website or is it why do they only sell on like this platform? Why they are not selling on Shopee? And because Shopee also have this like review portion. Yeah. So all this has to be, if you are selling like a very high ticket product, you will need like certain, like a lot of farming that's required.
So basically, you're suggesting diversify your channels, get your product everywhere.
Yes.
But what would you say to brand owners, brand marketers as well, that say, oh, I don't want to cheapen my branding. I don't want to go on this kind of platforms.
Understood. One of the saying that will go is that you see Nike on Shopee, Lazada, but do you think that they devalue their branding just by selling on Shopee and Lazada? They have a Shopee Mall, they have a Last Mall for Nike brand or Adidas brand. They have like Shopee Mall and Last Mall. Do you think that being there generally will lower down their branding? And I'm seeing like a lot of conversion for this branding, and it's a new sales channel for them. They are probably getting millions out of a new sales channel. They're already getting from the offline stores. They have so many offline stores. Or they're already getting that sales. Opening this e-commerce portion up, I'm telling you, they are literally seeing millions every single year on year. That's where I don't think that selling on like Shopee for a branded good will tarnish the branding, and you got to do it well. You can't do it without just set up a shop, like just like a branding shop, no brand, it's just like a very simple shop. Then you do not create that trust for like consumer to see, oh, you're selling me 300 products, but like all you have is just a listing on that product. But obviously that would
Cheapen.
Yes,
So do intentionally invest in the visuals, the storefront page, the designs.
for sure.
Okay,
And because
makes sense.
people like to see good quality products, right? You know how Jisoo Life, there's a lot of fan out there. Jisoo Life just does it better because it's visually very nice. I want that. It feels like atas for me to hold it like a fan like that. It looks premium. So for brands like that, they are literally tackling that psyche of the consumer, right? I want a good fan that will last me for like years.
That is a good value price.
Oh, I think it's fairly expensive for a fan.
How much is
it's
it?
110.
Oh, it's 110 for a
for-
handheld fan?
Yeah, 100.
Shit, okay, I'm disconnected right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's expensive, yeah.
That's really expensive for a handheld fan. But
And it's mainly
people-
selling on Shopee?
Oh yeah, it pioneered on their website first, and then they did a lot of influencer marketing, and then like people are just like sharing this brand, and it went viral. And even like right now, Shopee is doing that delivery at the moment. It's
Nice.
if you see Jisoo Live, it's fulfilled. There's a tag there.
Yeah.
It says it's fulfilled by Shopee.
Nice.
And Shopee do have this minimum requirement to hit like a certain number of sales to be able to place your
Fulfilled by
product on their shelf for free, so that they can do the fulfillment part for you. Yeah. So brands like that, emerging brands like that, it's really viral. Viral is one of the very key things. You see like spikes of sales, and to create that viral funnel, you can be done through a lot of channels.
And leveraging a lot of of this influencer KOL content online as
For
well.
sure. And you just want your product to get eyeball. Once you build the brand ready, the next thing you to do is to get eyeball. You can't just like, okay, I've created my website, I created my Shopee, I created my Lazada. Okay, now I just wait for the sales to come in.
You have a beautiful prototype, that's it.
Yes, that is literally it. Then there's no one looking at your product because people don't even search for your product.
Yeah.
People don't even search for your brand. Then how do you then convert?
You say search, right? So I want to talk about sponsored listings as well in a bit. But before I jump in, for business owners now that are a bit more convinced, okay, I'm going to start listing on such marketplaces, what would you say is the biggest challenge that sellers will face when they start to do that?
When they start selling in like e-commerce marketplaces like Shopee, Lazada, when they first started, they put on up their listings and everything. I would advise to start running ads on your store name. At least people will be able to find your store.
When you say ads, you mean listing solutions from the platform itself?
Yes, for e-commerce, Shopee, Lazada, there is a ads management platform within the Shopee itself, right? You will be able to like target just your name and then like search, and then it's very similar to like I would say Google ads and Meta ads.
What's the average cost per click on that?
Oh, it can go up to $5 a click or $10.
Even for your brand name?
No, for your brand name, it could be as low as you can put the budget. You can put the budget.
You can bid for it now.
Yeah, you can bid for the budget. So it starts from 2 cents. Start from like 2 cents, and for very high converting products like mask, there was a time where one box of mask, one click is $5. One click is $5. To be able to like bid on that to be able to stay on the first page when you search for a product, you search for mask, right? If you want to be the first 10 products that is listed like on the top, it could go up to $10 per bid.
And people still pay for it because they know it's worth it.
Yeah, and because that time, start of COVID, one box of masks is selling at $40 instead of $14. It was sold at $40. Some even sold it like $60 or even $80 per box, because it was just a requirement. People were so scared.
Fearful. Buy into their fear.
Yeah,
Sell
exactly.
into their fear.
Correct. Yeah, that's one thing that I can think of.
Okay, let's jump in further on the sponsored listings and paid placements on these platforms. How can brands maximize them, and what kind of typical best practices would you be able to share?
Okay, best practices would be like you need to know what product you're selling, like what kind of keywords that usual consumers would use, and then you look at the pricing strategies. They will say this bid is you are supposed to bid this much, and then you gotta keep on changing your ad spend. If you're seeing like a lot that is taking up on this particular product and like an uptake, $1 every $1 spent, you're getting like $5 back. So then I would say that quickly double down your ad spend on that particular line, because you can bid on keywords, right? There's a lot of keywords. Then you can start the bidding from 2 cents. Then you just need to like up that a little bit so that you can see where there's like more conversion or impression on that particular listing. Then you see uptake on the ads part for sure. But like you cannot just turn on the ads. So one of the things is that do not let your ads auto run every day by itself. You need to go inside and
hands-on.
Yeah, very hands-on to see if it's not converting and it's killing or like it's taking out a lot of margin, a lot of ad spend on it, but you are not seeing any margin or any ROI at all at the conversion portion. Just turn it off.
So when you talk about hands-on strategy, right? We have clients definitely that are on such marketplaces, but we don't manage the ads on those platforms. We manage mainly on Meta, TikTok, and whatnot.
Correct.
So when you look at Shopee, Lazada, sponsored solutions, do brands typically hire a paid media specialist on those platforms, or do they? How do they? If they don't know how to work the ad systems,
I have so many clients. Most of them just manage it on their own, literally.
so it's simple.
Yeah, it's not that hard. And a very good gauge will be like about 20% of your sales that you spend on ads just to get your listing up at the search part where people start putting in words like bidet, water bottle, and stuff like that. Yeah, so that would be key as well.
Okay, on this topic of marketplaces too, right? Remember we had a conversation prior where you mentioned a lot of brands that you work with, they only rely on marketplace channels.
Yep.
Is it possible for a brand to survive and thrive purely relying on marketplaces?
Yeah. One of my very impressive client, he's selling SIM card on Shopee, Lazada, and TikTok, and he doesn't have a website just yet. He's building the website. He's approximately increasing double, and year on year they are increasing about like 500,000, like 500,000, almost 500,000 in terms of revenue, year on year. Since 2022, they started around like maybe 400 plus, 500,000. And then 2023, it was 1.1 million. And then last year was like 1.6 million. And it was really crazy sales.
But would you say that brands like super reliant on marketplaces, right? Would they be leaving money on the table by not also expanding to their own D2C channels or maybe even other places to sell on? Into other channels outside of marketplaces?
Yeah, 100%. Because what I'm trying to tell you is that you will never know why your customer want to buy unless you ask them, where did they prefer to buy on your website? Why do they prefer to buy on Shopee? And why did they prefer to buy on Lazada? Because like, just like Grab, like, there's like a lot of Tadas. There is the hailing cab system, right? There's Zig, there's Tada. There's which channel would you want to go to? You do not know. Just the cheapest available. So
no loyalty.
Yeah, exactly. So with that same reason, your website is probably selling like maybe $100 for like 10% off. But Shopee is giving out additional 10% on their own, which sometimes happens, or they already stack up enough coins in Shopee on the wallet system, and then they just want to clear out their coins to redeem for like cash, and you do not know why would they want to spend on Shopee instead of on your website. If the whole process is too long to get to what they want, they might just like, oh, forget about it. I might not buy it today. Then I might not buy it later as well.
Yeah.
And one thing good is that I think all brands, like branded goods that is selling on Shopee and Lazada, it's good to have your own website as well. So you never know that your customer actually wants to buy from your website. And that is where you can do like a lot of retention marketing to retain the customer, and then send out like weekly emails or just an email where your product life cycle is only like maybe 30 days. So as soon as they buy, from that day they buy, you can resend another email just to remind them, hey, your thing is probably up ready. Start rebuy and like, re-engage, just send like some tips.
And this is outside of the marketplaces.
Outside of the marketplaces, where you can retain the customer even more intentionally, and you would definitely see a good numbers of like, sales. From every single email marketing that we do, we are seeing about like minimum of $500 in revenue
per email send.
Email once you have so we have garnered about 5,000 email lists, mailing lists, people who subscribe to our mailing list. So every single time when we send an email, which is like once a week, sometimes we are seeing about 500, sometimes we are seeing about 5,000, sometimes the max on like email marketing that I have managed was about 7.5 to 8,000 for one email send.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think this is there's a lot of strategies, but try to be on par with whatever that is available, because starting on Shopify, there's a lot of apps that is available.
Yeah, a lot of
for all these, and a lot of integrations. And if you're not doing that, you're missing out. And like loyalty, and the next up, once you have enough customers already, is you want to start building the loyalty program for every single customer. Every brand do the same thing. If you go to Rolex, they all want you to be their loyal customer. So they have this loyalty program for you, and then they'll tell you like, only for you, I will give you like a specific discount. And this thing works, and it's still been in practice. So for brands that hasn't practiced that, will be missing out for sure. And that would be just leaving money on the table.
Because customers want to feel valued.
Yes.
When you talk about such brands trying to be on Shopee and then on different marketplaces and then also focus on their D2C channels, how can brands transfer their Shopee customers to convert them into an email list also on their other D2C channel? Official and unofficial ways, like what?
Yeah. Shopee is probably going to kill me for this. Yeah, so the thing is, you're not supposed to bring customer out of Shopee.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Lazada, right? They want to protect their own community as well, right? They do not want people to start buying from their website.
Course, yeah.
So one of the things that you can probably excite the customer is to have certain website details or promotions on your product itself. That is to bypass like the policy, kind of the information, or take 10% off or the next purchase. And people see it, people scan for it, and then where do they buy?
Yeah, but it's still very manual. So what is the conversion rate on that? Like people buy it, was it like what, 10% of them actually scan the QR code and enters your system?
Yeah. Okay, so what we stack employs, right, is that we give them a free box of masks. So it really depends on like how...
I don't know if business owners can do that. One free product to just buy your data, one customer data.
Oh, yeah. Data is very
100%.
impressive.
I agree, but like one box though, that's like what? That's expensive.
Yeah,
just to transfer from Shopee to import into your other system.
That being said, I'm telling you, like every single email that I send out afterwards, it will generate a $500 return in terms of like revenue, and then sometimes up to 5,000 to 10,000 even, on just based on like email marketing, just to re-engage the customers. I think like bottom line, you would definitely see the revenue if you have a good product. So good product is very important, right? Once you have built that trust ready to buy that data with certain gimmicks, I would say like $5, $10, it doesn't matter. If your customer's lifetime value is $300 to $1,000, do you think spending the $10 to just get the first lead in is expensive? Yeah, it really depends.
So really not a cost, but it's really an investment into the long
Yeah,
game.
correct. It's an investment towards the long game. But when doing email marketing, you gotta be like straight to the punch as well, right? Because people sometimes just want to look at the email and see if there's any vouchers code that I can copy and then just use it. And if you do not have that, people are like likely, if the customer is loyal to you, they would just go inside and probably just copy the voucher code and then put it on their next purchase, and that's it. Or the email reminder is just, oh yeah, my brand, that brand is almost like finishing up already. We are finishing the solution already. So we probably need to buy again. So with that email sent, oh, they're like, oh yeah, I just probably need to buy it now, right? A lot of people will treat it as spam. But you probably see like a 10% or
Conversion.
maximum.
Open or conversion?
Open.
Okay,
Open.
that's fair.
Yeah. So when you send to, so to get to like $500, it's not that much. You probably need like maybe 2 or 3 customer or 4 customers spending on that, on your product. So it's low. It's a low hanging fruit, but if you do it consistently and growing your mailing list consistently, you find a sweet spot. Whenever you send an email, you get that ROI, instant ROI.
I was talking to one of my good friends yesterday from Meta, right? She spoke a lot on WhatsApp marketing as well.
Yep.
Are you guys leveraging that as well?
Yeah, I think brands should leverage on WhatsApp because especially in Singapore, they do use WhatsApp a lot. But not every single country you can employ this strategy. But in Singapore, I think you should. Like, if you are communicating with your customers, and what is the best way to reach a customer, to see that instant conversion, right? You can never run from like WhatsApp. Once you get the messaging in, the first step in, then what you need to do to convert is just to send voucher code. Here's your voucher code for the next purchase. Here's similar, but don't do it like redundant. Everything is the same every single week. Make it switch it up like a little bit. Yeah, this one is definitely one of the key metrics that you can see because like people can just delete email, but like you don't even seeing it. But like on your phone, it's just very hard because you would just always click into the message to see what's inside. Lazada, instead of like emails, they send out messages as well to
WhatsApp
for sellers to be like on certain days that they want to focus on. Coming up is the Lazada birthday on the 27th.
Nice.
Usually on that day, so there is like a peak of sales. So like, but then like if it's like customers, like clients selling on like Lazada, they probably do not know this. And then they probably do not like want to join they didn't like join the program and the product doesn't get visible during that campaign period because like other people are joining in. Usually it's like a co-share discount and stuff like that. They pay, if it's like a $10 discount, they pay like $4, you pay like $6, and then they will drive like traffic to that particular product and then to boost that sales. And they are really communicating on WhatsApp for that kind of
I get it, yeah. I'm getting a lot of tidbits of wisdom over here from you. For the last 2 segments, if you jump in, because I want to cover a bit more, right? Just briefly, if you talk about live streaming and TikTok Shop, first of all, with all the brands you manage and oversee, do you still feel that live streaming is a thing, is a trend right now in 2025?
It's dying, but it's a trend still, especially good for brands that has no coverage. You need to find like a good host. So based on my experience, I think like I've done through like maybe hundreds live for the past years.
More than 100 live streams.
More than like 100 live streams for the past years. The sweet spot is always around like $30-$40 maximum. For the higher ticket price item, it's not that easy. Not that easy to get that conversion like right away. Unless if you are like, we are talking about branded shirt and stuff.
I like that you mentioned more than 100 live streams that you managed so far. What are the typical best practices that you can share with business owners that want to start doing it?
Oh yeah. So one thing for sure is the storytelling. Why your brand? Like brand owners need to know this. What is your unique selling point? Or what is the other things that people are not doing better than you? Why you do this? Why you have this? To be able to like communicate to the host, and the host will then, I'm seeing a lot of like very talented hosts these days. You give them like all this material, then they work within this material to tell that story that consumers want to hear. And then, so one of the things is if you have like really great ambassador, if you have people who has tried their product and then given like reviews and stuff like that, you don't want to tell the host they sell this product and they probably will not like entertain you because like they themselves don't see the USP and you're wasting their time for selling your product. Because certain hosts is able to like take on just commission based,
pure commission
based, right? So because if your product is good, I can sell a lot, then you will want to take the commission base, right? But certain live posts, they will just like charge like $1,000 for 1 hour
flat fee.
Or if you're getting like an intern to do it for you or some full timers, you're probably paying them like maybe $20 an hour to just do the live streaming. Yeah, creating that sweet spot, the unique selling point would be the key criteria to differentiate. And then also, when doing live stream, your live stream price has to be the cheapest price, most affordable price across all platforms at that time.
So that's what people will actually buy.
Yeah, so people will actually convert at the live stream instead of going to like your Shopee, your Lazada, your TikTok, and your whichever other platforms. You don't get them out. You just really just streamline into the live stream. And because people are also, phone is just like a swipe away. I want to swipe to Shopee and I'll check the brand. Or right now they're selling at $25.
Attention span is also very short.
Yes, and if you're selling like $25 and live stream you're selling $30, you're killing yourself, man.
Disconnect, yeah.
Yeah, you're killing yourself because like then you say that, oh, why is my live streaming not performing and stuff like that? Because you do not give people the sense of urgency to buy it from the live stream. You're not offering a better price. You're not offering a better deal. Yeah.
If I go a bit more technical, right? Would you recommend that these live streams be on the influencer's end if you engage an influencer, or on the brand side?
If you can do both, it would be the best. Like influencer side would be will be ideal because people don't look at your brands. People actually follow the influencer.
Yeah,
right?
fair enough.
The host. Yeah.
And do you typically boost the live streams?
I'm not sure if that's doable though.
On TikTok, you can.
On TikTok, yeah. So TikTok, it's possible. Shopee is possible, right? But on Facebook, I don't think that is possible.
Facebook, no, yeah.
Yeah, but today, I think the best live stream that I managed so far is still on Facebook. It was easy 20,000 sales in just 1 hour time.
Selling mask?
Selling a reed diffuser.
Nice.
Yeah, selling reed diffuser.
Super saturated, super competitive as well, right?
Yeah, so when you get a good live host and he's able to like communicate the USP of your product and the sales sells through and like the technique. So most hosts know this already. Most converting hosts, they already know the technique of selling on live stream. So that you don't need to like worry that much. You just need to just to make sure that all your other platforms are selling at a slightly higher price so that your live stream can actually work.
So you can artificially bump it up during that period.
Yes,
right?
For sure.
This is what some brands do.
Yes, and we have this brand called Dr. Formula as well. We have done a couple live streamings for them. The sale was like really good because like they already have they are already in everywhere, every single channel is possible already. I think it's just a re-engaging through like live streaming. And the live streaming that we did for them, one live stream could yield them around 10 to 12K in revenue.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
for just one live stream. But everything has to be like there already. When people search for a product, why people want to search for a product or any other places, and they see like a good sweet reviews, and then they see, oh, this is actually good and stuff like that. So it will excite the customer to buy almost like immediately.
Okay, John, before we close this, right, I got one question for the underdogs here. When you talk about marketplaces, how can smaller brands, the underdogs, fight and compete against the big players that are already dominating marketplace listings?
Well, marketing, man. Just marketing. It's pure a lot of marketing. And if you want to compete with the bigger brands, your product needs to look as good as the bigger brands. Your product listing. It goes down to your everything. When people see your brand, is it as good as your competitor? And you need to give them a reason to switch. If you're not better, but you at least need to be on the same level in terms of like eyeball feeling. When I look at your brand and I look at your competitor's brand, I should see a good feeling about your brand as well. For those that's just started, at least the appeal is good, right? And first off, right, I would advise for new startup, right, on e-commerce to package their product nicely. Don't just send, if you're selling a $1 product, and so be it, right? You don't have to really package. It's really a done deal, right? But if you're creating a brand and you're charging a slightly steeper revenue, like for yourself on top of the product price, cost price, you need to package it very nicely. And this would help customers, like brands or new brands, to get more trust and words of mouth. Oh, I received a brand, I received this product just recently and it's really nice. It's the whole process, right? Don't diminish any step at all. You got to make sure that every single step is conveyed properly. Even your chat management as well. Like when people ask about your product, don't reply like you reply your mother. Reply like a proper, like a SOP, like a standard SOP. Hi, thank you for reaching out. I see that this is a problem. Reply, communicate in a professional manner or a very friendly tone. Just keep everything very professional. Then people will say, oh yeah, this brand is actually doing something right.
So basically brand building takes time, obviously, and brands should invest into that.
Yep.
Okay, John, I think I learned a lot through this conversation. John is actually a very good friend as well. If people want to find you, where can they find you at? Yeah,
they can find me on LinkedIn. It's Jonathan Tan Wei Chen. And you can also look, if you want to look more into my company's details, you can visit our website, www.qallix.com.
Thanks for being on the show, man.
Thanks for inviting me.
All right, cheers, man.
Cheers, bro.